Hello YouTube, how's it going? So today we're going to be looking into the recoil pattern for a few guns in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I think you'll be surprised at the results. I'd appreciate you hitting the subscribe button down below, popping that bell button so you don't miss any more of my videos. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy the video. So firstly, we're going to be looking at the recoil patterns for all the guns. So I'm going to do a general setup for most of the guns. They're going to be very similar. There might be some slight changes, but that's purely down to the attachments for the specific weapons that they may or may not have across the board. But I will show all the attachments shown previous to the guns being fired and the recoil patterns being gained. So yeah, just watch through these guns, watch all the recoil patterns, and we'll have a talk afterwards. See you then.
Low ammo! Low ammo! No ammo! No ammo! Low ammo! No ammo!
So firstly, now you've seen all the recoils of the guns, the shooting patterns on the wall. I drew some colours over the recoils so they're a bit easier to see and easier to compare next to each other. So let's look at each one, starting with the M4. As you can see, there is quite a lot of recoil. It's not unexpected with the M4. Quite a lot of space in between the bullets, as you can see. And it's quite high as well. There is also quite a lot of horizontal recoil for the M4. We know it is quite a powerful gun, but the recoil is quite significantly higher than some of the other guns, as you can see on the image. The Kilo, as expected again, the shortest recoil pattern horizontally is a bit of an issue for the Kilo. As you can see, it does go left quite a lot. I also found with the Kilo that the bullet spread horizontally was quite a lot. As you can see, it goes left, it goes right, compared to the Grau and the Bruin. As you can see on the right side here, the bullet spread, as I like to call it, the left and right, the horizontal recoil, with the Grau, with the Bruin, it's very limited, so easier to control the recoil for these guns. The main issue I have with the Kilo and the M13, in that fact, is that horizontal recoil, that bullet bounce from left to right. As you can see, the M13 there, left, right, left, right, left, right. Advantage for them, obviously, it is the vertical recoil. Kilo is quite significantly less than most of the other guns, but surprisingly, the M13 compared to the Bruin as well, they're very similar. Vertical recoil, there's not much in it, and that surprised me, to be honest. Bruin being an LMG, I was expecting more recoil, more bounce, harder to control. So that was quite surprising after this test. As you could see, the Grau, as expected. The main thing that people liked about the Grau was the recoil was mainly vertical, limited horizontal, so it was easy to control. Bruin, very similar, easy to control, mainly vertical recoil, not much horizontal, and it's actually half the recoil of the Grau as well. So that was surprising results for me, and definitely will change my view on some of the guns in the game. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the time to kill for these weapons. So I've got the results up here. These results were gained from codgundata.com. Very useful website. You can put in there any gun you want with any attachment you want. It will plot the time to kill on a chart for you, so you can see. It also plots the ADS as well, so you can see how quick or slow the ADS is. So as you can see on the chart, we've got down here the AMAX, very powerful gun. The recoil is quite difficult to control, as you saw in the previous image there. There's a lot of gaps between the bullets. It is mainly vertical again, less horizontal, but it's quite slow. It's only 45 round mag, so compared to the others I've been using 60, but that's 45 round mag, so it's less mag. And ultimately, this short distance here, it's 35. You'll be thinking about using the SMGs, the MP7s, the MP5s, etc. This is their sort of territory, so their time to kill will generally be better than most of these guns here in this short. So we're mainly looking around sort of the later 40s to 100 meters. That's where we're mainly going to be looking today. So as you can see, the Ram and the Bruin, these two lines here, are fairly similar up till about 42 meters roughly, at which point the Bruin carries on that line, but the Ram loses some time to kill damage there, and it slows down and ends up sort of more in the middle of the other assault rifles, as you can see here. So past sort of 50-ish, you will start to see that the Bruin starts to make that difference. The gap becomes increasingly more and more in the time to kill. As you can see, sort of 79 to 85 meters is almost twice as fast as the Grau for the time to kill there. So these are sort of the ranges that you'll be looking at using this weapon, especially in Warzone. When you're running into close quarter battles, you will have your SMGs out for this sort of range, and then anything more when you'll be using these assault rifles and this Bruin as well. So results wise, the Bruin is very powerful. Time to kill is very quick compared to some of the other rifles here. Quite surprisingly for me, the M13 has the slowest time to kill in this short range here, but again, we're not really looking at that range, we're looking more this side. And it is sort of middle of the park for the assault rifles, which is not necessarily unsurprising for me, but what did surprise me is the Grau there being at top of the list for the time to kill there. As you said, people mainly used it for the recoil, easier to control, more bullets hit. Ultimately, that's why it was used. But I think the next meta, people are thinking M13. People are thinking the kilo. As you can see, the kilos here. It's a faster time to kill than the M13 until you hit about 80 meters here. And beyond that, the kilo drops off quite significantly, and the M13 does take over there, sort of longer ranges. I mean, ultimately, past sort of 100 meters, you may be looking at more sniper rifle, marksman rifle type weapons there. But definitely the kilo does drop off quite significantly towards the end there. But the Bruin does maintain that time to kill quite well throughout the entirety of this chart. The main downside for the Bruin is that we see the ADS time is quite significantly higher than some of the assault rifles. I did the ADS timer for the Grau as an example, which came up at 342 milliseconds for the ADS, and the Bruin came up at 569 milliseconds. So there's quite a significant difference there. But as I said, the main thing you'll be using these weapons for is the longer ranges. And to be honest, the time to kill difference between the Bruin and the Grau, you might find that the ADS doesn't necessarily have that much of a difference on the time to kill in these longer range battles. So I was quite surprised with these results. Definitely Bruin, I'd say, is top of this chart. Definitely worth giving it a try in Warzone. I think you'll be very surprised at the results. Right, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this useful. I know I found out a lot about the guns. It's not quite what I expected. Very interesting results. I stream on Twitch and Facebook, so if you want to head over there, drop me a follow, and I will be posting when I stream on my Twitter account and Twitch. So if you want to get the updates, make sure you follow, make sure you like, and I'll catch you later.